Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie and welcome to my corner of the internet. I like to take thrifted items or new fabric and turn them into something new. So if you're into sewing, thrifting, or handmade fashion, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and stick around for today's video where I'm going to be showing you everything that I made in my first few months of sewing. So my love for sewing started back in high school when I took fashion in grade 11 and 12. And I learned the basics of sewing from my teacher then. And my parents bought me a sewing machine like 15 years ago, and I hadn't touched it until recently. As a beginner, sewing can be really expensive and a little bit overwhelming, so I definitely recommend to use thrifted bed sheets for your projects because you're definitely gonna make mistakes and it's gonna hurt less when you do it on a $3 bed sheet, which you can make so many projects out of, opposed from really pricey fabric. So everything that I've made, except for one item, has been from thrifted bed sheets, and I used thrifted vintage patterns, free online tutorials, or really affordable printable patterns that people make on Etsy. Okay, so this is everything that I made in my first few months of sewing. I am a full-time hairstylist, so I've just been doing this kind of before work, after work, when I have free time. And it's been really fun. So I'm going to show you the first item that I made. So the first item that I made is this really cute blouse top. I'm not really sure what it is called. I think it's a blouse. And I made this with a thrifted vintage pattern. And I really like the way this turned out. However, the pattern only went up to size 10, and in sewing patterns I'm a size 16, so I actually learned how to make the pattern a little bit bigger from following a YouTube tutorial, so that's what I did. However, I did find that the fit around the armholes is a little bit tight. I put a little clasp, which I would change to maybe be a tie in the back. I think would look a lot cuter. It's fully lined. It was a really good first project. I made this out of a thrifted bed sheet. Yeah, that was my first item. The second item was from the same bed sheet, and I made this skirt. I made this skirt following a Sewing with Solana YouTube tutorial. It is fully free. You don't need a pattern for it, and a really easy skirt to make. It's a 3-tiered maxi skirt with a lining on the first tier so that it's not see-through. I really love this. I've had so many compliments on it this year when I've worn it out. However, the fabric is a little bit stiff because it is a bed sheet, so I would love to remake this maybe for next summer in a more flowy fabric, and it will be beautiful. Overall, super easy pattern to follow and a really cute skirt to wear. And I made this top, which I absolutely hate, and it's cute in theory, but it's definitely not cute. The fabric is very stiff, doesn't hang on the body really nicely, as well as I think that this baby doll shirt is just not flattering on myself. Not my favorite, but it was fun to make. I learned how to make straps, which was really fun. And there's definitely a lot of like imperfections if you look closely. I didn't use the same color thread. My sewing machine was acting up a bit, but that's why it's so great to try these projects out on thrifted fabrics, because most likely they're not going to come out perfect your first time, and it's a good way to do a little mock-up as well if you're into doing mock-ups. The next item that I made was these pants, and I made this out of a thrifted bed sheet as well. These pants, I followed a vintage pattern. I think it's from the 60s or 70s. I actually got this pattern from Facebook Marketplace. An older man was selling his wife's sewing collection. I love the fit of these pants. However, again, because it is a bed sheet, I kind of feel like it just feels like a bed sheet to me, and I definitely want to make this in a more comfortable, loose-fitting fabric. I'll probably make a pair of these for the fall. The last item that I have as a finished sewing project is these pants. I actually made these for my vacation in Thailand, but didn't wear them because it was so hot. I purchased fabric for the first time. The fabric I think was about $30, and I used a purchased pattern as well from Etsy, a $5 pattern for really wide, loose-fitting, like linen style pants. And the fabric that I used is from Fabricland, and it is a rayon and linen blend. I probably won't get much wear out of them this year because it is fall now. This was a really easy pattern to follow, and I'm really happy with how the pants turned out. I know this video was short and sweet, but that is basically everything that I've made in my first few months of sewing as finished projects. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.